If you are coming into the inner harbor, you can't miss it. For well over a century, the Point Hope Shipyard just across the Blue Bridge has been a permanent fixture in the city. Now there's a plan in the works to improve it by expanding and adding a graving dock. That proposal would mean more jobs and more marine traffic in the working harbor and more money. Details still need to be worked out, but the ball is rolling fast and the planners are optimistic. Construction could begin as early as next summer. CTV's Joe Perkins says the story. He joins us now live from the shipyard with more. Joe.
Hudson, plans are well on their way. The city appears ready to sign off on this. And then there are the people that live behind me across the harbor next to the shipyard, and they don't seem opposed to the proposal. They say whatever happens, they just want it to be quiet. If anyone knows about the Point Hope Shipyard, it's Willie Waddell.
I was the first buyer in Dockside.
That was in 2005 when she knew she was buying a home next to this.
I'm tolerant until they go over the decibel limit, and then I am really intolerant.
That's why her verdict on a new shipyard expansion remains undecided.
Okay, very roughly. Yeah. Okay, it starts up around where the white building is, and it's going to be.
The plan centers around a new graving dock, similar to the one in Esquimalt, only smaller.
And we believe there's enough market on the West Coast for the ship repair and retrofit business. If you think about BC Ferries, DND, Coast Guard, fisheries, commercial and industrial tugs and barges.
The Ralmax Group currently leases the shipyard land from the city. The proposal would be the next phase of some long-term plans.
When they've talked to us, believe that they've got a long-term 50-year vision for the shipyard, and that's a lot of work.
Ralmax says the best way to put this proposed expansion in context is to look at the number of workers. Currently at the Point Hope Shipyard, there are about 125 skilled trade workers. In 2014, when this proposal is expected to be complete, officials say that number will have tripled. The plans have not been finalized, but Ralmax believes it's only a matter of time until construction begins.
This is an area that should be the jewel of Victoria, and yet what we have here is just a noisy, ugly, industrial, unsightly area.
Then there's the shipyard's first neighbor.
I knew that I was moving next to a shipyard, and I know shipyards can be noisy.
The question is, how noisy? If the expansion goes through, she'll soon find out. Most of the people that we spoke to that live near the shipyard today said, well, similar things to Willie Waddell, that they recognized when they moved into the neighborhood that there was a shipyard there, that there was a potential for some noise. As far as the next steps go, Ralmax says they need to get some regulatory approval. That means getting sign-off from Transport Canada, getting some environmental tests done. If all goes well for Ralmax, it could be, well, construction rather, could be started sometime next year, probably looking at about summer of 2012. So Ralmax hopes they get those signatures and that the ball keeps rolling and that they can get working on this project. Hudson?
All right, Joe Perkins reporting. Joe, thanks.
Thanks.